Hey guys, I hope you all are having a great week ending up the end of July. I have the Modern Trader Summit up. If you guys are interested in finding out about it for next year, sign up right here on the 2019 updates. Haven't booked the location yet, but as soon as I have that, I will go ahead and let you guys know. More than likely, it will probably be in Orlando again on the third weekend of June, and looking at potentially doing it for 2 days this upcoming year. As many people mentioned that that's what they really wanted to see, as well as more little workshops in the afternoon. So it'll probably be speakers in the morning and workshops in the afternoon after lunch, so that people will be more active rather than being, having food coma and sitting there. And if you guys missed it in person, you are welcome to get it online. It's on demand right here. You just click right here and it'll take you over to Vimeo, where you can go ahead and sign up and watch it at your leisure anytime, middle of the night. If you work or you have insomnia and you want to go ahead and improve your trading and learn from others, check it out. And I also have, this week, I wanted to review my watch list, because if you guys have not signed up, there are some amazing gains to be made. And I'm also going to follow up with a video this week about how I use my watch list. So it's really important for people to understand the tool that they're getting and be able to profit from it. But you can see this was on Monday. I'm going to review more of the longs because many people are not comfortable shorting. But on Monday we had CLF. So Monday was the 24th. And we had it, I said, hey, the 23rd, if it breaks out above 1060, then I would go long. So sure enough, 1060 topped out at 1131. So that would be 71 cents gain, or 6.7%. Also on Monday. And also people ask me, they're like, hey, is this great for swing trading? Well, here's PBSK. Monday was the 23rd. I said, if it breaks that green line, 2560, watch it for the upside. It is a lower float stock. It does have short float. All it needs is some volume into it. So here we had it. If it broke 2560, it's a go for potentially going long, and I would exit below 2560, or give it a good 10-20 cent stop below that. Went up to 2615, 55 cents potentially if you got out at the top for 2% gain on your money. On Tuesday, we had Riot, same thing. 24th is Tuesday here. So I said, hey, if it breaks above 748 or the 750 mental resistance, good potential long trade up to 856, potential of $1.08 or 14% gain on your money. On Wednesday, best day of the week was Wednesday, V-Ray right here. I said, hey, actually I saw a big print at 1125 and 1125, and I said, hey guys, if it holds above 1125, this is a long, because I saw 2.3 million shares at that area. I tweeted about it. Check it out on my tweet timeline. So I said, hey, if it breaks 11, this is a long. Sure enough, up to 1321. You could have made 20% on your money. Next one on Wednesday was ATTU. Hey, if this holds above 14, this is a long. Look at that, up to 1610. $2.10. Could have made 15%. You could have made 35% gains on Wednesday using my watch list. On Thursday, we had WWE, higher price stock. However, if you bought into it, you could still have made money. $1.58 if it held above 84.20 for almost 2% gains. We also had Beat as well. If it held above 53.95, sure enough, it spiked up. Could have made 6% on your money there. And then on Friday, the grand icing on the cake, AWX. Hey, if this holds above 705, this is a long and potential great gain on the day. Sure enough, you could have made 59% or $4.16 if you got in right at 705 and exited at the top. Anywhere in the middle, you're still making gains, and that's what it's about. It's about getting a great entry, protecting those profits. I like to really use the hard stops once I'm in the green, because, hey, if the market makers take me out, it's a great day. It's a green day. I use more of the mental stops. If it goes below a certain level, then I'm going to get out. But if I find that when I put in those hard stops, the market makers see them, they get sold by the brokers, the market makers see them, and they say, hey, we're going to go ahead and take out this stock to make a transaction and drop the stock, because I see people that are willing to buy at this level for longs. So let me go ahead and get into the watch list for the week. We'll do a little SPY review for bats. So you can see I said, hey, on Monday, I said pre-market, hey, we're testing, or Tuesday actually, we're testing right here. You know, this could be a potential run up from this resistance level and then come back down. So now we're back down in this little channel right here. I'm due to potentially be on timing research on Monday at 1 o'clock. So the link is below if you guys want to sign up to watch that too. We have some great traders that do market analysis of the S&P 500 and where they think it's going to end up in the following week. So here we have this one. If we look back, it's setting a new potential resistance level. I'm going to go ahead and throw in a line right here and say, hey, to me, 280, actually, I'm going to put at the top of this candle, 283.82, which looks like that's going to be the new resistance for them to break. And it came down here. I would use the bottom of this candle as well, which was 281.28. We'll go ahead and we'll throw that in there as well as a potential level. Looks like they're holding it there. It bounced down here, down to that 280.41. So I would look for it to test this upper trend line here again, potentially, and then oscillate between those two. So we will see what happens on the market on Monday. But right now, everything was down. Facebook as well. That was a huge one on the downside. But let's go ahead and get into our longs for the week. As always, guys, I'm not a licensed professional. I used to be back in 2000. However, my Series 7 is not current. So please do your own due diligence. For first one on our long list is ATR. I would look for a resistance to be broken of 103.03 and a support of 102.31. This is the 15-minute chart from Friday. We back it out to a year. You can see I love those yearly breakouts. So this one had a major breakout. It's looking a little bit overextended on the RSI. It does have 61 million in the float and 36.82% short float volume on Friday. Next on the long list is NOV. 15-minute chart here. I would put a support of 46.10 because it looks like it went down below but tested it, came back up and popped up, and a resistance of 46.97. Again, 52-week breakout. This one does have 381 million and it was 62% short float volume on Friday. So this could easily have a squeeze, especially if it gaps up in the pre-market. Watch for more activity there. So 1 year all-time high, 5 year, here we go. It might go and test the resistance of $50. If it does break 50, then I'd say the next level is probably going to be up here around 55. Next on our long list is PFG. So we have a support of 57.21 in my opinion, and 57.85 for resistance. It is not a 52-week high. However, if we go back and we pull it back, this one is curling up. You know, it did break this resistance down here of 55 and has shot up here. So you can see this downward trend. If we actually look at it on a weekly chart, we'll just draw a real quick sort of trend line here. We bring this down and you can see that it's right actually at this this one right here, actually, right here. So it just broke above this trend line here. So I would look for continuation right there. 57.21 is pretty much the lower level, right where that intersects on the weekly chart. If we pull it back out to a daily chart, let's look at it here. Again, it looks like that would be a good area. So if it does break 57.85, it's broken this downward trend. Momentum could be switching and moving to the upside. We did just have earnings on it, which when you click on it, a surprise 25-cent gain. However, it's more about the future guidance now, you can see with stocks. So I would put that one on watch for further continuation and upward movement. Next, we have ROCK with a support of 42.95, which looks like was resistance. Resistance broke it, and now it's flipped to be support. And then I would put a resistance of 44.30. On the yearly chart, you can see this one is breaking out. It had a big day on Thursday, big day on Friday, but it couldn't break above that high on Thursday. So keep it on watch. If it does break down below 43, definitely get out, in my opinion. And OPY is the final on the long list. Again, this is looking like it's testing a multi-time resistance up here. So I would put support at 29.25, resistance at 29.20. If it does break out there, we could easily see it move up. I'm sorry, I forgot to give you, PFG has 285 million and 45% short float volume. ROCK has 31.58 million and 32% short float volume. And OPY has 9.5 million in the float, so it could really run, and 34% short float volume on Friday. going into the shorts for the week. So we just flip it around. If it breaks the support, I would look for it to continue downward in the momentum. So here, 32.11 to the downside for support and 33.28 for resistance. So keep that 32.11 in your mind for further breakdown. 32.03 was the low of the day and the 52-week low that's set up. So really look for the 32 level to be broken. On the 5-year chart, you can see really it's only dropped below it once back in 2017. So this could be a multi-level support down here that it could bounce, or it could continue further down. Next on the short list, LOGM, 15-minute chart, again, 52-week low maker this week. So we'll look at it 77.05, 77.15. Look for that to be broken for support, and 81.70 on the long side, or the resistance. On the 1 year, brand new low. On the 5-year, again, look at this. It could drop down further to 74.70, which looks like that could easily be a new support level if it does break the 77 level. Next, we go to MCK, on our 15-minute chart. Here we go. Bad news on earnings, dropped, second day continuation. Might be a bottom here, or it could just be shorts closing out on Friday. I would look for the 123 level to be broken down for support, and 124.50-ish for the upside for resistance. It is the new low for the year. We go back to our 5-year chart. Looks like it tested it back here in 2016 of October. So if it breaks down below, let's see. Next level would probably be 117 on down to 111 from there. Next, we have WDC, Western Digital, 15-minute chart. This one has been, it had earnings, gapped up, and then pulled down on Friday. So I would look for, 69.94, the low of the year to be broken, or 71.48 for resistance to the upside. When we look at it on a 5-year chart, you can see that it's sort of right in the middle of the price range. So if it drops below, it could go down further, down to 64.50, down to 60. So it's just a matter of finding out where the momentum will stop. Right now it is in this downward trend from 100 down to 69. So it could continue on down further, like I said, down to the 60 area. After that, on Friday, a mid. So I had this on my Friday watch list actually. And if you'd gotten in, you could have had some great gains to the downside. We have a support of $6.45 and $6.85 to the potential upside for resistance, and $6.45, like I said, or the low of the year for support to be broken to the downside. We look back at the 5-year chart, and it looks like it could go down to 485 at the bottom down here if it were to continue down with downward momentum. And it does have 52 million in the float. If you guys missed any of these levels, you can always check out the information on my Twitter and on Instagram. I do post them, as well as on LinkedIn. And potential longs that I have for the week, Facebook. So Facebook had a major tank, right? And it looks like to me, hey, Black Friday sale, just like here, it came tanked with the news, and then all these massive buyers stepped in. So on this day, it looks like we had, we had 120, oh, this is on the weekly chart, hold on. Let me pull it back to a daily chart here. So we had the bad news, and then earnings, boom, pops it all the way up, continues an upward trend, hits a brand new high, and then, lower than expected subscribership by, I think it was 20 million, which in the grand scheme of, I think it was 3.23 billion instead of 3.25 billion. So we're talking massive numbers here. And really, it looks to me like the big money is probably propping it up, because if it dropped more than 20% here, many mutual fund holders and hedge fund holders are going to have to sell, because it drops below the 20% value of the stock. So if you guys do not already follow Stephanie Kammerman, the dark pool master, really, she's the stock whisperer on Twitter. And she has a dark pool app. Definitely check it out. Got an alert 175.33. There was a massive 2.5 million print on Facebook first thing it opened. So in my opinion, I'm thinking, hey, these guys are trying to prop it up because they don't want to see it tank, because A, it's gonna really affect the market overall. This is a big name stock, part of the FANG group, and overall there is value in the market to the stock. You know, you can see it drops down. It had a massive drop back here when Zuckerberg had all the issues with privacy, and then boom, it goes from the low of the year to the high of the year. So I think that there's some great value in this stock as far as a longer term holding. And also I feel like DPW also has some great potential long-term gains to be made on it. You know, it is a lower price stock right now. It has had some amazing runs. You don't see any splits in here. So I feel like it's right at the low, and there's good potential to make some money in a longer term holding. And I'm talking about years on this one. Just like with hemp, that's one that I have for a cannabis related stock. And it really has some great movement potential to it. Back it out on the weekly chart so you can see it a bit more. So this one's down, you know, I mentioned it before back here, and then it shot up to almost 5 cents. So there were some great gains to be made. And I'm definitely in this one for the longer term. But let's go and review the long-term holdings that I'd mentioned before from last week. So I had Huya that I mentioned to you guys, and we'll go back and look. Okay, so the 24th, 23rd was Monday. I said, hey, if you get in here at this mark, you could have bought it on Monday, made some money. Actually never hit it on Monday, but you could have bought in on Tuesday, and then look, it's up. Let's get rid of these. Oops, undo. I love trading view, but sometimes I hit the wrong things. Okay, so if you'd gotten in any point here, except for, you know, if you'd gotten in at this level, 34 on Monday, you could be up $1.28. We also had IQ, which was another one that I'd mentioned. I said, hey, if you get in here, risk down to 29.32, and look, it's up at 32. And I also had mentioned Baba. So Baba, I said, hey, if you guys get in on Monday, down here by this line, look at that. I'd say up 198.10. Wow, look at that. It goes right up there and it pulls back all the way back down here. So you could have made some amazing money this week with the longer term swing picks that I also have. But also, like I said, my watch list that I do during the week, PBSK, if you've gotten in here, okay, so you get in at 25.60. Look, it's up to 27.25 before it has a pullback. So that's 2 days of potential, excuse me, $2 over the week that you could have made potential. So there's definitely some great potential with my watch list, not only in the week, but also daily watch list. So definitely check it out, cjandtrade.com. You can go ahead and sign up. It's worth it to try it for a month, see if you're able to profit from it, and I'll follow up more in the description of how to use my watch list. As always, guys, if you like my content, please like and subscribe. And as always, have a great week ahead. Carpe Profit.